What's up, Cowboys fan? We are back here, and we got my guy NorbCam back in the building, man. Norb, the floor is yours, man. The Seahawks were able to pull off a victory. So how are you feeling right now?
After a game like that, I feel like I need a cold shower and a massage, man, because that was so stressful and intense that entire way. But of course, I'm relieved because anytime you can get through a game like that and come away with a win, well, I'm going to take it anytime I can and twice on Sunday. So I'm relieved, I'm happy, and man, the game pretty much went exactly as I think we talked about it. And my score almost I missed it by 1 point, my score prediction. So everything was pretty much kind of like what I thought it was going to be, but in a lot of ways kind of worse because I didn't think it'd be that close. I said it'd be close, but I didn't think it'd be that close. So I'm just relieved, man. I'm thankful. But
my whole idea of it being a low-scoring game got blown out in the waters early. And so, but because me and Ryan already spoke about this. So as a Seahawks fan, what was your waves of emotion going to the game? Do you feel like when you guys got up by 15, like, oh, we got this in the bag easily? You know, DK Metcalf kind of had the boneheaded play where Diggs was able to knock it out before he scored. So were you feeling confident for the majority of the game? When did you start to settle in thinking, okay, we're in serious trouble right now?
It was a weird game through the whole thing because it felt at times like, gosh, we're just not on it. Russ is off. The rhythm is really all over the place. And then there was times like, all right, this is great. All right, this is more like it. And then it was like, back to whatever the heck we were just doing. And then, start the second half. I changed my hat. Actually, I changed from my hat to my game green hair. And all of a sudden we got this sack fumble. We're almost going in the end zone. So I was like, hey, it's all back on track again. And then next day, just back to you guys scoring and getting to within 2 points and all that, and then leading up to that final thing. So it was just a weird game because it was never quite even. It just felt like there were major momentum surges where it went your guys' way, then went our way, back to you, back the other way. But I don't think we could have scripted a more dramatic finish where I was predicting and saying we've got to be the one. DK's got to score the winning touchdown because he's got to make up for that stupid, boneheaded early celebration thing. I said the only way he makes up for it, he's got to score the winning touchdown and give me my score so that I'm within like 1 point of my prediction. And then he goes and does it. But then I'm going, shoot, it happened too soon. We still got a minute 45 and 3 timeouts left. You guys, the way you were moving the ball, looks like you were going to go down and score at will. And I thought, oh, man, this is way too quick, way too much time. You're going to get down the field, and with our banged up secondary, with no Jamal Adams, I was not feeling confident at all. And so it was down to that last play that I finally could relax and scream and shout, hallelujah, we won this game.
On the interception. And I know this morning, Norbs, when me and Ryan tag team to get you on the Fan Network this morning during the virtual tailgate, you said something that you guys actually did. You guys stopped Zeke from eating. You put him on a diet, and I feel like that changed a lot with this game. But I didn't expect, from a Cowboys point of view, for it to be a shootout, like Dak throwing the ball 50 times against you guys. But I felt like the way the game was going, that was what was asked from not only Dak Prescott, but also for Russell Wilson from you guys' standpoint as well. So, as far as what you've seen as a Seahawks fan, Norb, when it comes to thinking about the season, are you concerned, just like Cowboys fans are concerned with your defense?
Well, yeah, man. Like I said, this game went exactly as I predicted to. And I said so earlier, and I also said in my keys, my 3 keys that I said in our collaboration, I said, 1, we got to stop Zeke. We got to put him on a diet, which we did.
Right.
Number 2, Russ has got to keep on cooking. He did. He got 5 touchdowns again. Number 3, we've got to win the turnover battle, which we did. And that was it. That was the key, because I knew we were not going to stop you guys in the air. I knew it was going to be a high-scoring game. I knew that it was going to be a shootout, not quite down to the wire that I thought it was going to be, and I knew it would be close. So all those things happened, and yet we were this far from losing once again, just like against the Patriots. So Am I concerned? Well, especially after losing all those players to injuries again, another bloody weekend in football. We lost 2 offensive linemen, Jamal Adams, our running back. We had lost Quentin Dunbar before the game even started, so we were already. I mean, that's a whole bunch of really key guys that went down. So, of course, I'm celebrating the win, but I'm thinking this is game 3 of a 16-game season, and we've already lost all these key guys. The way I'm looking at it now is like Russell Wilson's going to have to throw 5 touchdown passes every game in order to win a game. I mean, and can he do that? I don't know. He should have had 6. He should have freaking had 6 touchdowns today. And I don't know if he's never done that in his career. And I'm pissed that DK denied him that. Plus, I'm pissed that DK was my fantasy guy and he blew a touchdown right there. So that really. I couldn't get over that. I was furious about that. I couldn't get over it for a long time. Even after the half, I was still complaining about that play. But and of course, if he gets that touchdown, it's not quite the close game that it would have not have been if we had had another touchdown cushion. So anyway. My concern, I think that's a long answer to your question, but it was what I thought we were, because we are who I think we are, which is we have a crappy secondary, especially now that's super banged up. Our secondary can't stop anybody. We finally got some pressure on the quarterback, which was pleasantly surprising because we hadn't done it all game. And then, Russell is going to have to, as always he does, carry the entire team on his back. And if he doesn't throw 5 touchdowns, we're not going to win games. So it's a horrible formula because someday he's going to have a bad game. And we're going to go against a team that can really sling it even more. So, am I worried? Yeah, I don't know if in the history of mankind, can a quarterback throw 5 games for an entire 16-game, 5 touchdowns for a 16-game season? No, that's not going to happen. So at some point, that's going to dry up, and we're going to play a really tough secondary, a really good offensive or defensive front, and let's come to a stop. But for now, I'm just glad we did. We're going to have to lick our wounds. I don't know how bad all these injuries are, but I have to give you kudos then, because Dak Prescott, I thought, well, maybe last week was a fluke. Maybe it was just Atlanta letting him, get back into the game with those throws and all the yards that he threw for. But he surpassed the performance from last week. And so you guys have a potent offense. That receiving core and Dak Prescott, he's going to be throwing for a lot of yards throughout the season. So to me, that told me, you guys got your quarterback. So if I'm Jerry Jones, you got to find a way to keep him in there. He's good. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what, I've preached it on my channel, and I'm sure Ryan's done it on his as well. Dak Prescott is not only a great leader, but he's a great quarterback. I don't know what people want from him. Even during today's game, people were tweeting and texting me, Dak Prescott can't win these type of games. I'm like, we're playing a great quarterback in Russell Wilson. And honestly, when you look at Seattle and you look at Dallas, it's kind of like a mirror match. And we spoke about this, Norb. Totally. We have great offenses. We have great leaders in our quarterbacks. Our defense is just limited, but I mentioned you guys have a few more playmakers than we have, and turnovers, that was a key difference. So, Ryan, I know we spoke about this earlier before we brought on Norb, but, we kind of spoke about DeMarcus Lawrence. So for the new visitors coming in because they're asking questions about D-Law, go ahead and give your take on DeMarcus Lawrence. Are you concerned? What should we do moving forward?
Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely concerned because we have a plethora of pass rushers, and D-Law's not really getting it done out there. He's not pressuring the quarterback now. Like I said, I am going to have to take a look back at the film and see if he was being double-teamed, see how he was at stopping the run, because that's one of the things where I think we kind of outperformed my expectations. But then we gave up a few more big plays than I was expecting, and that's kind of where I underrated Russell Wilson in that offense.
Yeah, exactly. And we spoke about this earlier, Norb. Even though the stats look great for Russell Wilson from this standpoint, I feel like we did a great job of containing Russell Wilson, if I can even say that. I mean, we did give up the big plays, and we spoke about that, which, I don't know what's going on. We have some key secondary issues that we must address. But I feel like for the most part, we did have a great handle on Russell Wilson for most of the game. We were able to get pressure. He really didn't have any of those big runs that he's used to for breaking out. But as you see those difference maker, like I said, that strike that he did, I think was Greg Olsen in the end zone, was just a dot, man. And he put it right on the string for him. And so those are the things you have to be aware of when you're playing against Mr. Unlimited. But, with you guys' standpoint, you guys have a great quarterback. And like I said, it's just really for you guys and for us as well is to get healthy. So what's next for you guys? Are you feeling confident about next week's game? Who do you guys play next week, Norb?
We play Miami.
Okay,
In Miami.
So you get a bye week. And so that's what the Cowboys need, man.
Yep.
We need a bye week. I want a bye week, man. I need to play the Giants or the Washington football team like soon, man, because I feel like from a health wise, like we just need to get healthy again, but we're playing these great teams straight out the gate. So.
I don't know about the bye week thing. I mean, I chose Jacksonville as my defense on fantasy against Miami on Thursday night, thinking, Miami's just gonna roll over. And man, those guys put up points. Fitzmagic looked good. So all of a sudden I'm like, maybe this game's going to be a little tougher than I thought. And again, right now, I feel like our secondary can't stop anyone. We have not stopped anyone in the first 3 games. So who am I to say we're going to shut someone down when we haven't proven that we can do so? I was going to say, back to your comment, that what impressed me, or I guess what was different than what I expected, was our offensive line actually protected well. And your defensive secondary was a lot better than I thought it would be, because there was a lot of times when Russell was back there with a lot of time, and he's looking, he's ducking, he's looking. I'm like, throw the ball, and he's not throwing it. And then he'd either have to just throw it away, or he did get sacked a few times, or it would just be nothing. And I'm thinking, really? They're that covered down the field? I thought they had 2 starting corners out of the game, and they're covered like that. So that impressed me. And, I was impressed by our offensive line, the fact that they were actually still able to give him time. It's just that time still didn't result in, the quick, plays. Fortunately for us, you guys, I didn't see the final numbers, but you guys had a lot of penalties, especially in the secondary, that kept drives alive. Thank God for us, because there were times I thought it was over, and then all of a sudden holding, illegal contact, and that kept things moving and allowed us to keep going down the field, which turned out to be the difference, one possession. So, you guys actually did better on defense, especially in the secondary, than I expected. Yeah, you guys did give up the big plays, which eventually, obviously, 5 touchdowns. That's a lot of big plays, but it still was in a lot of ways better than I had expected. So, it was a good fight.
It was a great game. I think that's what a lot of people wanted. I know we spoke about that numerous times. We also spoke about this morning. It was going to be an exciting game, America's Game of the Week.
It was.
I personally got blacked out here in Kansas City, so I had to scramble to find a way to watch the game. I was getting all ready, and then it was like, we now take you to Denver. I'm like, whoa, what's going on? So but I was able to watch the game. I was a little delayed behind, but it was a great game. Like I said, as a Cowboys fan, Cowboys Nation, I'm not hitting the panic button. Seattle's a great team. We fought to the end. Even at the end of the game, we were still well in distance. We could have strike. I thought if Dak was able to get that pass off clearly, I think Michael Gallup or CeeDee Lamb could have made a play on the ball, but he's just rushing. There wasn't enough time left. Everyone was like, well, why didn't Dak just throw the ball out of bounds? There was 6 seconds left, and then it would have been just a Hail Mary to the end zone, and it probably would have worked in our favor. So he was trying to make the play. It definitely happened. So, like I said, great game, great win, my guy. All the Seahawks fans in the chat, I see you. Great win. I know when we talked to you this morning, you're out there walking on the beach, man. So taking a stroll on the beach. And so, but yeah, our secondary did play a lot better, but when we needed them to make the big play, they just wasn't able to do it. And like you said, a lot of those illegal contacts down the field and different things like that was costly, because you have to get a quarterback of Russell Wilson's caliber off the field when you have that opportunity. And a lot of those plays continued the drives, and we paid the price.
Yeah, no, it was a good game. It was, like I said, a weird feeling game where it just had such strange ebb and flows, like a car that won't start right. It's like and it started back up again, and it looked like both teams at some point just were not going to get into rhythm, and all of a sudden they'd explode into rhythm, and then get a touchdown, and then let someone hit it out of their hands and turn it into a touchback. I mean, things like that. It was that drastic of swings back and forth. Right. And, again, it took a 5 touchdown effort to not lose to you guys, despite the fact that we dominated the turnover battle. Didn't we? Wasn't it like 3-0 or something like that? 3 or 4 turnovers? Yeah,
you guys didn't turn the ball over. We had a few close calls that, could have got turnovers, but we didn't.
This is the difference, again, the difference between Atlanta and Seattle. We had a 15-point lead, and we did give it up, but Seattle finds ways to win. Again, Russell Wilson. Atlanta finds ways to lose, because you guys did fight back in the same way, the same point margin to get back into the game. But Seattle so far has been able to find ways when the back's against the wall, somebody steps up and guys who were not even, I didn't even know the guy's name. The guy made the interception. I was like, who's 35? Who the hell's that guy? They sent him out the practice squad because we had so many guys banged up.
Guy, I thought.
So, that's pretty cool. Pretty cool for that guy. And, it's, I'm just glad, man. We're very fortunate to have a win both these last 2 weeks. So here we are sitting on top of the NFC West 3-0, looking down on the competition. But it's not going to get any easier. We haven't even played the NFC West yet, and it's going to be a brutal gauntlet twice.
And the Cardinals are looking like a formidable port. It's just, I feel like the team who can stay the healthiest will be one of the teams to survive, man, because a lot of injuries today again across the NFL. So it just amounts. I mean, for you guys, it was just like, okay, one of your guards went down, and then
two guards
went down, then Jamal Adams went down, and just like, here you go. It starts to amount. So having that depth is going to be critical. So Ryan, what are some of your key takeaways for Cowboys fans to kind of keep them hopeful, keep them positive, and after today's loss?
Well, I mean, I guess I could say that we're so hot and cold that we're probably due for a good start in Cleveland next week. I would think. I'd like to think, anyways. That's kind of my biggest thing is that the offense is hot and cold. It's never really lukewarm. Sometimes we make it look easy, and then if it's either that or we just can't move the ball at all. So I think moving forward with the schedule just getting a little easier, that we'll start to gain a little momentum. Eventually, we're going to start getting guys back from injury, and that's a big deal. I thought both teams had to deal with a lot of injuries today, and I thought Pete Carroll in Seattle kind of did a better job at taking advantage of us missing players.
Exactly. So Cowboys fans, I see you guys in the chat. A lot of you guys are bummed out. Stay positive. Keep things on the up and up. We still have a lot of football left, guys. It's only week 3, but it feels like it's like week 8 or week 9, man. It was my heart. I was looking at my Apple Watch, and like my heart was just pounding this entire game. And I was like, why are you so nervous? It's like a playoff game, but I felt like it's just, we're fully capable of winning this game. But just those stupid mistakes, and I talked about this on your show, Norb, it's just, the Tony Pollard kick returns, we saw that turn into 2 points for you guys. Just those little things are costly, missing the extra points. And so a lot of cleanup work for Dallas Cowboys to do to get back on track, but hopefully we get back on track against the Cleveland Browns. So, Norb, I know I just plugged you in, but I'm not going to keep you guys all night because I want you to go celebrate and watch these games. So tell the people watching my channel where they can find you at and all of your information as well, Norb.
Absolutely. Mine's easy. You can find me on social media and on YouTube. Just look up NorbCam, NorbCam. And yeah, I do game reactions, collabs, vlogs like this, but I also throw in a music video here and there and some entertainment comedy sketches to try to liven and lighten things up.
Are we getting a Beat the Cowboys music video, or are we safe?
I should have done one earlier. Maybe it would have helped.
I got the beach, man, with the water and the waves splashing on you.
Yeah, no, I didn't. I did release, though, you may not have seen it, but I did release an old Rivals video from a few years ago where I went up against a zombie cowboy nation and had to try to survive using a slingshot and Skittles. So check that out on my channel. I put that out on Friday. So yeah, you'll find ridiculous stuff like that on my channel. But it's all in good fun. But I appreciate you having me on here, man. I got to ask you a quick question though.
Go ahead, man. Go ahead.
So you can see on my reaction, if you guys want to watch, how stressed out I was, especially in that last drive to score. But even after we scored, I still wasn't confident. I was still like, great, now they get all this time back. How were you feeling getting that ball back with 1:45 or something, 3 timeouts? How was your confidence / oh crap, we're gonna lose versus I know we're gonna win meter? Where were you at? I always wonder, because I always feel like I'm thinking the worst, and I always wonder what fans like you are thinking of your team.
Ryan, I'll let you go take that one first, and then I'll jump in.
Yeah, so part of me definitely trusts Dak, and the other part of me knows that that's just something that the team in general has struggled with in recent times, is coming back in those final 2 minutes when we're down. And we did a great job, obviously, last week. But I felt somewhat comfortable because we did have time. But I wanted to bet on us in that situation.
Yeah, me personally, when DK Metcalf scored, I wasn't down about that. Granted, I wanted to hold you guys to 3. It was really the 2-point conversion, because I felt like if we had it within 5, then we had 3 timeouts. And I trust Dak Prescott that we were going to make a push down the field. We were going to be within striking distance to win this ball game. So I was feeling confident once we got the ball back. And like I said, it was one of those penalties that kind of pushed us back. I was like, okay, we started using those timeouts. I was like, all right, they're going to be able to sit in and kind of protect the end zone. So it's going to really take a great play for it to happen. But I was still feeling confident. And that shows the confidence that I have in Dak Prescott, because I'm not going to let the chat set me on flames. But the previous guy, and he's back there somewhere, the previous quarterback that we had, you were already expecting the worst to happen. It's like, all right, man, we lost. He's going to throw an interception. But with Dak Prescott, I feel like as the quarterback of the Cowboys in the 4 years that he's been there, is that we're going to be in the game. And if these late games, if we get the ball back, we can strike in distance, especially with the weapons that we have. And so he was able to march down the field. But, that's how I was feeling the entire game, man. So it wasn't really, like unlike Atlanta, I had moments where, like, okay, we lost, we're done. Like, there's no way we're coming back like that. But even as bad as things look, I look at the clock and I say, you know what? There's plenty of time left. We're only down by 15 points. Oh, 15, that's easy. That's easy. That's a new mindset that I have as a Dallas Cowboys fan that I typically didn't have last year. We got this game last year, I'd have probably turned it off and started playing Madden a long time ago, probably in the second half. But I feel like, 15, 20 range, we have the weapons, we can strike quickly. So you just got to give us time to do it. But like I said, it was a tough loss, but it was a hard-fought battle. As a Cowboys fan, I just said this with Ryan earlier, we're showing fight. And that's all I ask for as a Cowboys fan, just to show fight, don't lay down. And we're showing fight. You guys did the exact same thing. And, it happens. You lose football games. But even if you guys, I think last week helped Seattle because you guys were in a tough game against New England. And that play against Noah Brown for the 2-point conversion was critical because within inches of scoring that, it changes the dynamics of this ball game. So those little plays like that, they start to amount during the game. And you guys made them and we didn't. So.
A quick note before I go is I just saw a stat flashed across the screen that with that 5-touchdown performance today, he broke the Patrick Mahomes 3-game starting record of he had 13 touchdowns in 2018 for the first 3 games. Russell Wilson shattered that record. Wasn't shattered, but he broke that record with now 14 touchdowns in the first 3 games.
Mr. Unlimited. Like I said, I'm a huge Russell fan. I would prefer he get the MVP over the other guy who's getting ready. Well, he's probably playing right now. You'll see you guys, and I feel like we will see you guys again. So Norb will definitely collab again. It's time for playoffs. But Ryan, go ahead and give everyone your information where they can find you before we check out.
Yeah, so it's Fradigonia on YouTube, Fradigonia on Instagram, and Real Fradigonia on Twitter. And we're still the same old cardiac Cowboys, baby.
Yeah, cardiac Cowboys in the house, man. And for everyone watching me, man, I appreciate you guys sticking in with us for the post-game show. So Cowboys fans only, comment, like, subscribe somewhere down there. Also follow me on Twitter at JTuck151. And me, Ryan, and Norb, we're all part of the Fan to Fan Network. So guys, make sure you go check out the fantofannetwork.com. We did the tailgate this morning. I was feeling a lot more confident then than I am right now. But definitely a lot of NFL content about our teams, and we'll definitely be collaborating, doing more things with Ryan and also Norb when we meet him again for the playoffs. I'm already calling it, speaking into existence for the playoffs. So you're coming to Dallas, and you're gonna have fans. You're gonna be 30,000 there as we go through you guys to the wild card round. So I'm already speaking into existence, guys. But I appreciate you coming on. Norb, celebrate your victory, man. Ryan, we got to get back to work, so we'll link up again and get ready to play the Browns. But everyone tuning in, I appreciate you guys for joining. You guys stay safe, stay blessed, and stay encouraged. And how about those Cowboys?
Go Hawks. Thanks for having me on, guys.
You're welcome, guys.
All right.
Appreciate it.